Hey guys, happy Friday. I hope you have big plans for the weekend. I'm going out tonight to celebrate my friend Michelle's birthday, and I'm going to surprise her with a cake. My Blitz Berry Torte. It's my favorite cake of all time. I cannot wait to share. So the original recipe for this Blitz Berry Torte comes from this cookbook. It's called Vintage Cakes. It's by Julie Richardson out of Portland, Oregon. She owns Baker and Spice Bakery. She's amazing. This book is incredible. All of these recipes are brilliant. Get it, it's so good. The first step in the Blitz Berry Torte is to make the honey custard that goes between the layers. So I have milk warming over here, and then I'm just whisking together my egg yolks and some honey and a little sea salt, and then I use tapioca starch instead of cornstarch to thicken it up. Now I'm just going to temper the egg mixture by pouring about 1/3 of the warm milk into the eggs so that I don't cook the eggs. I'm going to stir constantly. I don't want it to curdle up or cook. Then you just add this mixture right back in with your warm milk, and you're going to warm it all back up together and stir it and whisk it until it starts to thicken up on the stove. And just keep whisking that honey custard until it starts to get really thick and luxurious like this. You can see we're getting really close here. Look at those thick lava bubbles. That means we're there. The custard is ready, so now I'm going to strain it and then stir in 2 tablespoons of unsalted butter. So I just whisked in 2 tablespoons of butter, and now it's really creamy and luxurious. Now it needs to chill out for at least an hour or 2 while we bake the cake. So I just take plastic wrap and I put it right on the surface so it doesn't form a weird skin when it's chilling. So here's a good trick for getting a perfect parchment round to line your cake pan. Just set your cake pan on your parchment paper and take a sharp little knife and slice all the way around. Don't slice your arm off though, please. Okay, we gotta divide up our eggs. We've got 4 egg yolks that need to go into the cake and 4 egg whites that need to go into the meringue layer that we'll be making. Very easy. Crack. When you whip together the brown sugar and butter, you've got to go for at least 5 minutes, and you got to keep it on like a pretty high speed so it gets really light and fluffy like this, and all of that sugar gets mixed in and gets smooth like butter. Got my dry ingredients all sifted together here, and then 3 tablespoons of whole milk and a teaspoon of vanilla bean paste. We're going to add it to our batter over here in 3 parts. So we'll do a little bit of this, a little bit of that, a little bit of this, a little bit of that, a little bit of this, that. You get it. There we go. The cake batter is all mixed up, and it's super thick. It's almost like a cookie dough, but don't worry, it's supposed to be, because it's going to get a meringue layer on top, so it's a really nice balance between the airy and the more dense cake. So divide it in your prepared pans. So you might need an offset spatula just to thinly spread the batter to the edges. That way you have a nice even layer of cake. And then, don't worry, it's real thin, but it's going to puff up when we get that meringue on top. So it'll be a beautiful cake. Now we're going to whisk together a meringue topping layer that goes right on top of those cakes, and it all bakes up together. So we're going to take those 4 egg whites, put them in our mixer, and add a 1/4 teaspoon of salt. Whisk those egg whites together on a low speed just for a couple minutes until it starts to froth up like a latte. Then we're going to add the sugar. You want to whip those egg whites on a medium-high speed until you start to get this like thick, creamy foam, and they hold these thick, glossy peaks. Let's do it. Not quite there, getting close. Oh yeah, look at that sexy meringue. So you want to whip your egg whites until you've got this nice, thick, glossy peak like this. That's what we're after. So I folded in my almond extract, and now we're going to take that beautiful puffy meringue and just top the cake batter evenly between the 2 pans. Ooh, it's nice. Okay, at this point, I just kind of spin it and spread it, making sure that that meringue layer is nice and evenly spread on top of the cake batter. Beautiful. See that? Just nice and evenly divided and spread. Next up, we're going to top with almonds. I toasted up about a half cup of almonds, sliced almonds, and now I just sprinkle them on top of the cake, really gently, right on that meringue, evenly over both the cakes. Then to sweeten the whole deal, I've got some raw sugar here, and I just sprinkle a little bit of that. And this just adds a little crunchy sweetness to the top of that squishy, puffy, airy meringue. Yum. So here are our cakes for the Blitz Berry Torte. They're about to go in the oven, which I've heated at 350 for 15 or so minutes. There's a layer of a cake that tastes almost like a graham cracker, and then a meringue layer topped with almonds and sugar. Halfway through the bake time, let's take a peek. Oh yeah, look at all that meringue puffing up in there. So nice. Don't worry that it's not even. Just makes these lovely peaks and valleys to hold the berries in. Okay, these just came out of the oven. They were in there about 30 minutes. See how the cake has started to pull away from the sides and looks nice and golden brown on top. That's how you know it's ready. It's super light and delicate and so delicious. Now that everything's chilled and cooled, we can start building our cake, which is so fun. So I usually look at my 2 layers, and whichever one is nicer, that's the one I'm going to put on the top. And then I take the sadder one and I put him on the bottom layer, like so. So here's that honey custard, nice and smooth, no weird skin on the top. And then you just pour it directly onto that bottom layer. So pretty. It's really yummy and like not terribly sweet. So now I'm gonna layer in the berries, and if there's anywhere that has like a deep valley, you can use the bigger berries like the strawberries to fill that space. And I just cover the whole thing with a mix of blueberries and strawberries and blackberries and raspberries. Just mix it up and make it pretty. So I've got a nice solid layer of berries going, and now I'm just gonna grab that top layer. I use a spatula just to sort of balance it, and then just settle it right on top. And now I'm just gonna take my berries and sort of fill in these valleys on the top so that it looks kind of even. Oh, how cute is that one? Oh my God. So it looks even and balanced. So now I'm just taking some berries and adding them just around the edge to make the cake nice and pretty and look finished, and maybe cover up some of the little imperfections and balance things out a bit. It's looking good. And there she is, a Blitz Berry Torte. What a babe. Look at this beaut. Head over to bakingthegoods.com and search Blitz Berry Torte, and you can find the recipe.